1 second. Alright, the long shot, which this thing has way more range than the normal hook shot. The game says that it has twice as much, but even in the original, it has at least a little bit more. Here we are at this room, which is probably one of the more disappointing rooms because I couldn't quite get the sliding of the water to go down. Mostly because there's so many different areas where you could just get teleported into the wall, and just overall being teleported constantly is not that fun and makes you very nauseous. I did make sure to include the whirlpools though, so if we get into this, it will throw us down and give us damage, and reset us back to the top. Nothing too exciting in this, it's mainly just a way of getting back to the beginning of the temple without having to backtrack. Even if you do get kind of close to these whirlpools, you can generally swim out of them. And here we can show the first example of the long shot in action. Normally we'd not have been able to reach it from that distance. And we'll go ahead and shoot this eye switch, and hook on over to this chest, with a small key. And we are back into this room, which we've already collected everything that's needed, so we'll go ahead and go back to the middle of the dungeon. Oh, and I guess I forgot, we did get 1 or 2 chests, so if we use the compass, yep, we have 1 chest remaining. So next up on our list, before we go get to the boss key, because we actually need 1 more small key, if you miss that 1 key, it is very annoying to have to backtrack all the way over here and everything. So it's good to make sure you get it first. I know in the original game you're able to get to the 2nd floor without changing the water level. Nice! Okay, well. Yes! Nice. My version is just like the original, that's kind of crazy. Alright, so we have an eye switch over here, which we can hookshot over to the other side, just in time, and there we go. And I'm going to have to do that again because I just remembered you have to push this block out once, and then go back around. And we'll push this block in. There we go. And we can grab the 2nd key. So now, I believe if we use the compass, 0 chests remaining. All that's left is the boss key. Next up is over here. Now, the main reason the boss key chest doesn't work with the compass is because it's mainly just because of the forest temple with the twisted room boss key chest, because it's like on the wall and I don't really have a way of counting that. And obviously the boss key chest is just something that's required regardless of what you do. So it's not like you need to know that there's that chest left anyways. In this room we have some boulders rolling around and some moving water again. Nothing too extreme, you just gotta fight the currents until you get to the other side. And over here we have the stingers, which do have a slightly different mechanic in this dungeon, because when they're in the water they act as just normal attacking type fish. So we're going to go ahead and break these bomb walls, which reveals a giant push block, which we'll push over as far as we can. There we go. And we'll jump to the other side, pull it out 1, and then go back over once more to push it in the rest of the way. I think this is about the same point of time where my voice got tired in the last time I tried to do this. The main reason that I failed the last recording was because my audio didn't record. It recorded through my VR headset for some reason. Aw man, I forgot this door also opens from this over here. Mind the boulder over here. And swim on down. 1 last clam that's in our way, which we'll just kind of go past. And here's the last locked door, which if you didn't grab that key from before, you're in trouble. And there's the boss key. So now we just have to head back to the beginning of the dungeon. And we can now make it to the boss. Long shot over here. And here we are. We'll run up these stairs, dodging the spikes. Open up the door with the boss key. And enter. Right off the bat, Navi says, Link, oh, I need to change that. Navi says, Link, look out, this isn't normal water over there. Which I need to change that to the nearest player actually instead, but whatever. I'll fix that later. And if we go ahead and jump in the water, nothing happens. Pretty normal. But as we climb out and stand on normal ground, the boss begins. So we see it from the boss's point of view. Pretty happy with how this cutscene turned out. And here we are. The boss, Morpha. Honestly, in the original game, this boss isn't very good anyways, but I think I did the best with what I had. So Morpha has a few attacks. One of them is just creating the tentacle and running around through it. And we'll see another thing later, but for now, we can hookshot him out and attack him. And he's only able to be hookshotted when he's in the tentacle, and only able to be damaged once you've hookshotted him out of it. As well as if he's jumping on land like this, you can actually get another hit in if you want, but now he's invulnerable again. You also notice that since we have damaged him enough, he is now summoning multiple tentacles. Some of them overlap a little bit. And now for my favorite part. If we jump into the tentacle, he starts shaking and throwing us around. Until finally throwing us against one of the walls. And that's pretty much all that Morpha has to offer. So we'll go ahead and finish it off. And that's it. So here plays the cutscene. The water drains into this pillar thing, which also starts going away into the ceiling, before finally dropping a single droplet, and that's it. Another dungeon finished. Yep, that's how heart containers work. No! Just in time! Okay, if I have the Master Sword, it starts the pulling the Master Sword cutscene, so I just barely dodged that. That's crazy. Alright. We have another cutscene, which is actually a pretty long one, because not only do we get the water medallion, but we also get to talk to Sheik. We go ahead and look at the lake and realize that Sheik is leaving. So if we turn around, he is up there. Boom. Gone. And that's all that there is so far. Currently I have a couple plans. One is to make some other things work, like actually being able to attain the fire arrows, which I have not done yet. And then simply just making Lake Hylia work correctly, because now we're an adult, but in the child lake. So I need to make the teleports work and all that, so that this place is normal. And then after that, I'm pretty sure next is the well, or Shadow Temple, because you can now do the cutscene that is over here with Sheik, and then the giant hand or whatever that shadows on by. And yeah, that pretty much just means that there's 2 temples left before Ganon. Though to be frank, there's still a lot left to do, mainly being in the sand areas. I have not completed any of the Haunted Wasteland, which is like the last big thing that I'm afraid of doing, because it's just sand, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I have been working a lot on Gerudo Fortress, which is about 60% done on the outside. I still have to do the inside, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. And yeah, that's about all the new stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, especially the people that have been watching since pretty much the beginning. And also thank you especially to the donators and Patreons. Really helps out. I appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys next time.